After carefully planning out my expedition, 7 dwarves, a stone carver, 3 miners, a fisher dwarf, a woodcutter, and a metal crafter, we embarked upon the new land. Quickly, the dwarves began to cut out the side of the nearby mountain. Their goal was more than just the production of a haven, for these dwarves were fond of their culture and art. They named the fort Fire Socket, and planned a great hall of art, carvings, and statues. The main area's carving was finished in the early spring of 205. On the 24th of Granite, they began to put in workshops, and officially began the production of supplies. Along with this, they began brewing ales and wines from the nearby plants, and fishing from the river that cut through the land of this area. As supplies increased, so did the need for bigger stockpiles, as more areas began to be carved out in order to accompany the needed supply. Plump helmets were now being grown, alongside dimple cups, to accompany the now increased stockpile and production of ales and wines that the dwarves needed to stay happy, productive, and drunk. Underneath the ground, more areas were beginning to be carved out, areas for dormitories, more production, stockpiles, and recreation. By midwinter, the dormitories were finished. Beds were placed along with a trading depot. Further into the earth, 2 large areas had just been carved out, one for a magnificent decorated tavern, and the other for an arcanic, holy place of worship. The temple's floor was carved into a religious pattern, while the tavern was furnished with wooden chairs and tables, decorated with statues of gods, animals, and legendary dwarves. Both were finished in the midsummer of the year 251, and people began to arrive, visiting the fort, getting drunk, and admiring the art. The Great Hall of Statues also began production around this time. In the early autumn of the year 251, the fort began to be sieged by purple goblins and human mercenaries. The fort had not yet prepared a stable military, and it was a massacre at the front gates. As they made their way inside, they slayed every man, woman, and child they saw before them. Blood splattered the floors of the tavern and the temple, where few prayed for one last time. The last ones to see the dwarves alive was a group of traveling merchants who were spared from death. Lasting only 2 years, the fort was dead.